Sweating already. Whew. I haven't even started. Just kidding, I've been sweating all day. Whew. What is up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura Crampton. I recently relaunched my YouTube channel from a beauty channel back in 2018, 2019 to an authortube/booktube extravaganza. I currently have 15 days left in spring semester. I actually have a countdown on my phone. I cannot wait for this semester to be over. Partly because I'm totally burned out on school right now, but mostly because my books have been neglected. I miss reading for fun. I'm tired of reading things that have been assigned to me. I already have a list of books that I would like to read during my summer break. Summer break is 18 weeks long, and I have 19 books on my list. 19 fairly decently sized books, and 19 books might not even be enough to fill my summer. To keep me looking forward to the future, I have compiled a list and an actual pile of books that I would like to read before fall semester starts. Today, this very morning, I registered for the final 3 classes of my undergraduate degree. I'm beyond excited to be done. If you love all things books and writing, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will be posting bookish and writerly content from here on out. Without further ado, let's jump into my summer TBR list. At the end of last year, I decided to reread through the Shadowhunter Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. There are 3 books in the series that I haven't read, and I wanted to refresh my memory, so I had to read, let's do some math. I've already read 9 books in this series, and there's 11 more to go. I'd read like 15, 16 books before I could get to the trilogy that I haven't read yet. This summer, I intend to finish City of Heavenly Fire. I have read this book before. I have loved this book before. This is a hefty one. I'm currently on page 22, not even to the end of a chapter, and I haven't had time to finish it. City of Heavenly Fire sits at a whopping 725 pages. If I actually have time to just sit down and read it, I could probably manage this in 2 or 3 days. We'll see. I'll keep myself accountable over the summer. So we will finish City of Heavenly Fire. The next book I have also already read, but it's been several years. The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare will be what I read next once I finish City of Heavenly Fire. I am a Magnus Bane girly. We stan. I love him so much. The Bane Chronicles sits at 507 pages, quickly followed by Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. This is a series of short stories spanning the Shadowhunters universe. I have read this one before. Okay, so I grew up Mormon, right? This picture, this shot of this, I don't know, castle, whatever the academy is, looks so much like the Salt Lake Temple. Anyway, that's trauma for another day. The Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy has 655 pages. After the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, we'll jump over to The Lost Book of the White. This is another short story featuring Alec and Magnus, who we stan, we ship. Yes, I have read this one already. It is very good. Can't wait to go back. We are going to jump from the main characters of Clary, Jace, Alec, Magnus, Simon, to totally different characters that are on the other side of the United States from what's happening in the City of Bones main series on the west coast of the United States. This sub-trilogy is known as The Dark Artifices. I have read these 3 books already. I will be reading them again. First will be Queen of Air and Darkness at a whopping, God, this is a big one, 870 pages. Lord of Shadows makes up the 2nd book in that trilogy, 699 pages. God, I love these books so much. If you haven't read The City of Bones, what are you doing with your life? The last book in the Dark Artifices trilogy is Queen of Air and Darkness, which I have read, and it's really good. This book has 668 pages. Once we are done with the Dark Artifici, obviously artifices. As someone with a lisp, or as someone with a history of a lisp, I have a hard time sometimes. Ghosts of the Shadow Market, a collection of short stories within the universe of the Shadowhunter series. Ghosts of the Shadow Market has 614 pages. And then after all of those, so after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, we get to the sub trilogy that I have not read, that have been sitting on my shelf for several years now. I waited to purchase them because I wanted them all in paperback, because almost my entire collection of Shadowhunter books is in paperback, and I wanted them to be the same height. So, first will be Chain of Gold. I'm really excited to get to know the characters in here. I am so mad I already know a spoiler for this series. Cassandra Clare had a signing here in Salt Lake City that I was able to go to, and she had a Q&A portion, and one of the fans got up and asked about a character's death, and I was yelling in the back. If you were there, you know, you probably heard me yelling about spoilers. I've tried to scrub it from my memory, so I'm not trying to remember which character she said dies at the end of this trilogy. Anyway, it was, what was the hardest death for you to write? Was it this? And she named names. Very frustrating. Don't do that to people. Chain of Gold has 582 pages. Chain of Iron. I'm obsessed with this cover. That's absolutely beautiful. Chain of Iron has 645 pages. Oh, God. That's a big book. Good Lord. To finish off the Shadowhunter experience, I will be reading Chain of Thorns. Look at this. Look at this beast. This is the second longest book in the Shadowhunter series, sitting at 768 pages. Woo! So that's the Shadowhunter series. What has happened to my chair here? We're cash, we're cute, we're comf. If you've listened to me yap about the Shadowhunter series for the last 13 minutes, thank you. If you haven't read them, why not? From there, I intend to take a break from Cassandra Clare. I do have more Cassandra Clare books in this stack, but there's a few books that have been on my list for a while for a palate cleanser, like ginger at the sushi shop. I am going to read Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker. This was recommended to me by one of the doctors that I work with, actually. He mentions it a lot, and I think sleep is really rad. I don't get enough of it. Why we sleep? I don't know. I want to stay up and read, but I have to figure out why I'm supposed to sleep instead. Why We Sleep has 339 pages. I think after that, I'm going to jump over to Sunrise on the Reaping. I've already read A Ballad of Song, Birds, and Snakes. I did not see the movie, and I don't really intend to. I thought it was a fine book. I didn't like the ending, but that's the romantic in me. So anyway, I'm pretty jazzed to get into Sunrise on the Reaping. I've heard it is about Haymitch, who is just a supreme character. Sunrise on the Reaping has 382 pages. I do have one ebook on my list, and it is a completely different direction than all of the other books. I'll just throw the cover up here. It is Zen and the Art of Writing by Ray Bradbury. I have been a Ray Bradbury fan for many years. Zen and the Art of Writing has 191 pages, making that the shortest book on my list. I have 5 of his other books, 3 of which I have read. Also, Zen and the Art of Writing is on Kindle Unlimited. All right, we've got 4 left. Stick with me. Coming out of left field, we have Halo Empty Throne by Jeremy Patinod. Patinod. I've read most of the Halo books. I think 2 that I have not, I DNF'd. I've been a huge Halo fan since I was a little kid. I mean, that literally, since I was 8 years old. And I've heard really good things about this one. Halo Empty Throne has 496 pages. From there, I'm jumping back over to Cassandra Clare. Swordcatcher. I know a little bit about this from what she had to say at her signing. It sounds very, very interesting. It's a big one. Cassandra Clare writes really, really big books. That's a lot. Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare has 604 pages. Then The Ragpicker King is Cassandra Clare's latest release. I actually got this one signed by her. It was such a pleasure to meet her. That's her sig down there on the bottom. The Ragpicker King has 557 pages. The last book on my list is one I have tried to read before, and I got halfway through and got bored. This is unfortunate because this is one of the most popular authors of our time, but I'm going to give him another chance. This also happened with one of his other books. I got almost halfway through, which is a significant amount of pages for that book. and I got bored. The last book that I'm planning to read over the summer is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I know, controversial. So I first tried to read The Way of Kings. God, when was that? That might have been like 2016, 2017. One of Devin's coworkers gave me his copy. He's like, you have to read this. You have to read this. And like, kept pestering me about it. I was like, okay, fine, I'll read it. I got pretty far into it. Like, I remember some key scenes. I don't remember any characters' names, but I remember like a coastal kingdom. I don't remember very much about it. Didn't finish it. DNF'd it. Done. And then I bought Mistborn a couple of years ago. I got pretty far into it. I'd say maybe like 150 pages. DNF'd it. Then, this last year, my husband really got into Brandon Sanderson. He has now read all of these, or he's working on reading the last few of the latest, whatever. It is Brandon Sanderson all the way down on my husband's bookshelf. I've been watching Brandon Sanderson's writing lecture series on YouTube and /or as the podcast. When we went to StoryCon in Salt Lake City in February, there was a Dragonsteel booth, which was awesome. I really admire Brandon Sanderson as a craftsman. I admire his work ethic and his writing output and his community. And I think now that I know him more, that I trust him more, I think I might be able to give this another shot. Mistborn sits at 643 pages. Shout out to my friend DJ, who let me download his entire ebook library just before Kindle stopped allowing you to upload your own ebooks to their devices. So I may be reading Mistborn in an ebook format. I have this really cool stand that you can clip your Kindle into. You clip this thing on, it's a page turner, and then there is a remote. So you just click the button and it turns the page for you. This is great because I love to eat while I read, and I sit in my comfy chair and I bring this real close and I can hold a bowl in one hand. This is some big back shit. Is that what the kids are saying? We just call that fat assery. So I can hold a bowl of, I don't know, curry and rice in one hand and then have my spoon in this hand. And then I can just gently squeeze my fist and it will turn the page. So I can just eat and read and eat and read. And it's the best. I love this. If you don't have this set up and you have a Kindle, I recommend it. I'll put links in the description, I guess, for both of these things here. They're pretty rad. They're pretty rad. There are different kinds. There's some, like the really bendy ones, which you might like better. I don't mind this one at all. It's super solid. It just kind of tucks in under the ottoman so it doesn't get really tippy. Once you set it where you want it, that's where it stays. Anyway, as an honorable mention, if I get towards the end of the summer and I'm not ready to commit to Mistborn, which may happen as I'm going into my final semester of my undergraduate, my husband gave me this book for Valentine's Day, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Apparently it's just like a cute, whimsical, cutesy little novel, little high fantasy novel that's smut-free. Which, a fair amount of these are smut-free, which is surprising for me. We were at roughly 8,000 pages that I will be reading this summer. If that is correct, I will put that number up on the screen. If that is incorrect, I will put the correct number here. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. If you made it this far, leave me a little book emoji in the comment section and let me know what book you are most excited to read this summer. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more writerly and bookish content. Bye, guys. I have to put all these books away. Oh, what mess! I have already read. What the fuck was the first one called? I've already read A Ballad of Songbirds. I have already read A Ballad of Songbirds. Songbirds. Since I first read Night. That's not him.